Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system.
From real estate
Affects the market as a whole, which then sometimes will affect the tenant.
Right. Come in.
to real life.
We all learn in different ways. If you think about it, Wayne Dyer might not attract everybody.
And everything in between.
Mission was really to help people just to reach their full potential.
The Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right, we're back. Hugo, it's Thursday again.
It is Thursday. That's right.
It's so funny how quick the week goes.
Yep.
It goes really quick.
And it is wet and rainy.
It's wet and rainy. It's been wet and rainy for a very long time. There's
That's
thunderstorms constantly, but that's summer. I mean, that is summer. That's what we're supposed to get. So we have a local guest in here today. And we don't get as many local guests anymore, but it's great when we do, and I'm excited about this. Hugo was really the proponent on this whole thing and said, hey, you got to get her in here. She's awesome. We're going to have a good conversation. So there's Chamber of Commerce pretty much everywhere in the United States, as far as I know. We also have a local Chamber of Commerce. It's called the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. And the CEO and president is Lucine Sihelnik, and she is in the studio here with us tonight. And I just want to say hello. How are you doing?
Hi, Brad. I'm doing really well.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in.
There you go.
Yeah, I swam here for you.
You did
Just
swim
for
here.
you.
We had a bad thunderstorm. It's unbelievable.
Yes,
And we had them last night too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just constant.
Yeah.
I know.
So carry an umbrella. You can't even use an umbrella in this weather, though.
It's impossible.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
Fly away.
It just fold up. Yeah, it's
Yes.
gone.
Do you see those like fishermen that wear like the full
Yes,
suit? That's what
yes.
you need in this
Yeah,
weather, I
that's
think.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you notice Hugo has a hat on, and
you
his
go.
hat is, look at that hat.
It's spectacular.
See, that is just amazing. So that's for all kinds of weather. All kinds of weather.
Really?
Snow,
Yeah.
rain, heat, the sun. It keeps the sun off his face.
He's
That's
onto
right.
something.
He is onto something. He's either on something or onto something. I'm not sure which one it is. Hey now.
Don't miss my words.
What kind of show is this?
That's right.
All right. We're going to talk about the chamber. We're going to call it the chamber because it's easier to say than Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. So we'll call it the chamber for short. Am I allowed to do that or not? Are you going to tell me no?
I would like to encourage you to call it GRCA.
There you
GRCA.
go.
I will.
There you go.
She's encouraged me to say GRCA, which is easier than saying Greater Reading Chamber Alliance.
Right.
There you go.
GRCA sounds good. We can call it that. I
Thank
might
you.
slip in chamber every once in a while, just so you know. But yeah, so you are the CEO.
I am. And the president.
And the president, which I never understood that whole thing, but we won't even get into that. But no, you're the president CEO of GRCA.
Yes.
And that's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and I'm going to add something that I'm very proud of. I'm the first female president and CEO
No way.
of GRCA.
Nice.
Yeah,
There you
so
go.
That is cool.
thank you. Yes.
Nice.
Now
Nice.
this
See?
even makes this podcast more important. You know,
Yeah.
Hugo was right. We needed to have you in here.
Yeah.
First female, isn't that something?
It is, and
It's about time.
thank you. We agreed to.
It's about time.
and it's a great role to have. And
Yeah.
about a year and a half into it now.
Yeah. Wow. And is that an elected position? How's that work?
No, unlike some other things that I've done, it is not.
It's not.
It's an appointed position by the board chairman
Okay.
of GRCA.
Okay.
And, so this really was the next thing. That was kind of in line
Yeah.
for, what was I going to do? That's a question that, I think many of us ask,
Right.
right?
Sure,
And
sure.
It doesn't seem like the path is linear any longer.
No.
A lot of what maybe, I'm just going to surmise here, what you grew up with or what I grew up with in terms of this is what you do,
Yeah.
this is what you're supposed to do.
It's all different.
It's all different.
It's all
right?
different.
So this is where I am right now, and I'm loving
It's
it.
cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. And you know what? You always have a smile on your face whenever I see you. You always seem to, and people like you, and it's a good thing. I think you're in a good position. I think you're
you.
doing it at the right time too. So that's cool.
Yeah, this is a wonderful time right now.
Yeah, it
it
is.
is for our business community, for economic development,
Yes.
for community development. So, and oddly, maybe not so much, but to me initially, I thought, is this the right job? Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not sure. And there were so many boxes that, I was able to check from my experiences, kind of in that timeline leading up to like, yes, this is it. Right. So the background in business, entrepreneurial, government, it all came to fruition.
Because it's all in this job.
It's all in there.
It's all in this job. You've done a little government. You've done the economic part. You're an entrepreneur also. I mean, that's all in it. So you get it. You get what it takes to be in business,
and
which
it's
is cool.
exciting. It's not
It
for
is
the faint of
exciting.
heart, right? Like, let's not.
Yeah, but if you're not if you're not going through some pain, there's no gain in anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. I hear this a lot in other podcasts. It's not just people talk about you have to have pain to get muscles and gain muscles and it's in everything in life. If you're not outside the box, if you're not feeling a little uncomfortable, if you're not, those things are what you need. And I'm sure you were uncomfortable the first day you walked into that office and saying, "Holy shit, I'm the CEO of this company." You know what I mean? Like that had to be of this organization. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You walk in. I had a box in my arms.
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, I wasn't leaving. I was coming in.
Yeah, that's always good.
And
Always
I came,
good.
from across the street, right?
Yeah.
So on the heels of being a commissioner for the county, which was a total honor, you have a small box of things, carrying it across Court Street from one
funny.
building to the
That
other
is
where our
funny.
headquarters are. And you have a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you kind of have to check yourself at the door, right?
Yes, exactly.
Then the ego's getting in the way there.
Absolutely.
And we walk into 606 Court Street, which is where we're headquartered. We have other buildings and land and assets and properties here in Berks County and Greater Reading, but that's where we call home.
Yeah.
And walk in with this box and go to the third floor at the time, and they said, "Don't unpack anything." And I thought, "Oh wow, there's really not a lot of confidence here."
Oh, geez.
Okay. But what they were priming me for is that, we own the building, we are tenants, we have other tenants, and we had people moving in, right? And so we were consolidating our entire GRCA team out of that location to the first floor, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'd invite
We're
you.
more accessible that way,
Yeah,
too.
people to
Yeah.
come see it and really see how we envision activating spaces in our downtown,
Cool.
right? For all kinds of use.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. And it also shows that, you're the organization sees the city as an amazing opportunity, and a possibility to have more of that, to have more people downtown, and being in those spaces. Because I think if you're going to talk about it, you kind of got to do it.
Yeah. If you haven't met me yet, right, and you're listening to this, you're going to have to know I'm a diehard. Like, I love Reading. Reading is amazing and wonderful. Why would I choose anywhere else to live?
Sure,
right?
sure.
And I think that was a really important part of the culture and the vision and mission of GRCA, right? So, like you said, we embody it. We live it every day. We go to work downtown, and as the city goes, so does the county.
Yeah, you got that right.
And so, why wouldn't everybody be rooting
Absolutely
for an awesome downtown?
I'm always rooting. I mean, I love going downtown, and I go there for concerts and to see theater and things like that. And I'd love to go down there for more things.
Yes.
We were at the Science Center with our kids. Yeah, that was cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's very cool. I was really surprised. It was something we were just messing around on a Saturday. I had nothing to do. And we're like, let's go there and check it out. And the kids loved it. I loved it. I thought it was cool.
Fun. Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
So let's go into some of the other stuff here. What are you hearing? I mean, it's been a long time since I've talked to anybody from the GRCA, and what are the challenges that you're hearing from businesses? Because I know it changes from year to year, from economy to economy. It just depends on what's going on at the time. But what are the challenges that you're hearing from business owners, and how is the chamber? I said chamber.
Yeah, that's okay.
How is the chamber able?
GRCA.
Yeah, how's the GRCA able to help with that?
Yeah, I don't want to deflect your
No, it's
initial
okay.
question, right? Because
Yeah.
as a politician, we do that. We're trained to do that.
Yeah.
It's just a little pun there. It's just a little joke. But one thing I'd want to do, because you said, I said chamber. That's okay. You're allowed to say chamber. Let me take a minute just to say, like, GRCA is the chamber.
Yeah.
Right? So 8 years ago, we became the alliance that we are now, which is Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. And at that time, our thought leaders around the boards, they said, let's bring it together. Let's bring the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Berks Development Fund, and the Greater Reading Economic Partnership together as one.
Gotcha.
Right? There's enough.
So those were all separate.
They were all separate entities.
And is that Is that a common thing throughout the country to have 3 different things, or is this something different for Reading area?
Yeah, no, it's some form of combination.
Okay.
You're seeing that more and more.
Okay.
And we were just having this conversation with kind of best practice in our industries with the Southeast region of our state, right? So, and so we're seeing it there. You know, some are EDCs, some are chambers, some are together. And a lot of it too is that chamber model that, you know, what you think of as your grandfather's chamber, you know, that mailbox membership type of thing. Is passe, right? People are not excited about that. So, you know, how are we moving it forward? And I can't wait to tell you about how we are doing it forward, because we're doing it really well. We're like breaking the mold.
Good.
You know, when we look at national standards and statistics, you know, chambers, our local chambers are not growing; they're folding.
And that's kind of that's what I remember seeing locally for a while.
Right. Yeah.
It was diminishing more and more, the membership and things like that.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing things to change that.
We are, yeah. And, you know, we're kind of setting the tone and we're getting noticed. Our marketing and communications team has, for the second year in a row now, been recognized with a national award for their storytelling campaigns that they're doing for our members.
Good. Awesome.
You know, and we have, give or take, 900 members.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And, you know, Brad, I didn't realize that, right? Because I'm not coming from the chamber world when I came into this role. And so when I started going to find my peers, you know, and go to conferences, and we're sitting around and talking, you know, kind of like executives to executives, and like, well, how big's your chamber?
Oh, yeah, right.
Like,
chamber envy.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. Well, we've got 900 members. How big's yours, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And, you know, so that type of thing, right? I don't think I really realized until I had those conversations with you know, other peers, how special we are. And
so are we on the higher end?
We are on the higher end.
For our population, I would think. It goes by population.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, it kind of makes sense. Like, you know, we have in Berks County, Reading. Reading is the 4th largest city in the Commonwealth. And when you talk about, what am I hearing from businesses? So I'll take it back to your question.
Yeah, absolutely. She was going to dodge the question. She's trying
Not
to.
at all.
Hey, I'll bring out the 8 ball if I have to. I mean, we'll ask this thing questions.
Actually, yeah, please do. So, you know, with those 900 members, we have a very diverse member group. The diversity comes with industries, right? So our major industries that we focus on are manufacturing, healthcare, education, agriculture, but then also the size of businesses. So, you know, the federal definition for a small business is anybody who employs less than 500 people.
Wow.
Small business.
That's not what I consider small business.
Exactly, right? So how are we defining?
To me, it's under 50.
Right.
Yeah, 50 and under, or 100 and under would be to more, like, because in Berks County, that's a small business, I would think, you know?
Yeah, and we have got some powerhouses, right? So if you look at our list of top employers, the size of the workworce, right?
East Penn?
Yes, exactly.
Huge.
Yeah,
what, 10,000, 11,000? What is it?
Moved up there. And, we've got, Amazon, East Penn, Reading Hospital, you know.
Huge employers.
Giant is a very large employer.
Really? Well, think about it. They do have a bunch of grocery stores in the area, so that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, thank goodness. I mean, we all love food. I mean, it's good. That's good. It's Berks County. It's Berks County. I mean, come on. We love food.
Right.
So no, that's interesting. Giant is actually, and it is the biggest grocery store probably. Well, Redner's, though, is very large, too.
Redner's is large, and Redner's is employee-owned, which is really cool.
I love Redner's.
Right?
And the family, the owners are amazing.
Yeah, Ryan Redner's on our board.
And Gary and Ryan are amazing.
Which is really cool.
Yep.
And we see what's done, you know, with when they consider and look back at our community and say, well, how can we invest and really, you know, so you see the Redner's Event Center, you see their fingerprints everywhere, which is what makes us so special, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? So
that's a good plug for Redner's right there.
There you go.
There's a commercial for Redner's grocery stores. We'll have to collect from him later. I don't know.
Yeah. So, you know, what am I hearing from business owners?
Yeah.
Right. So if you're an entrepreneur or a mom and pop shop, right, what I'm hearing is a little bit different. You know, we need extra help and support in marketing ourselves, right? Using AI, integrating that, you know, workforce. We got to find people to work here. Minimum wage is a concern for us, right? Those types of things.
Yeah.
Scalability. And then maybe even like some succession planning because they're a family-owned business, you know.
And that's tough.
Right.
Because we have a family-owned business. Comfort Pro is my dad and my brother.
Oh.
So they, you know, it's tough because it's a family-owned business, and you know those are not always easy. Not always easy.
No,
but
and
they make it work.
And you know what? When you make it work, it's that grit
Yeah.
we were talking about a little earlier.
Make it work.
And I think that's the beauty and the tenacity of what they have. And so then you have businesses that are growing. You have businesses that are headquartered locally, that are global.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know, you think about Sweet Street. You know,
Cartech. It's Cartech.
Cartech.
Yeah.
You've got Brentwood.
Yeah.
I mean, so on and so forth, right? Herbine.
We are so diverse.
We're very diverse.
So diverse.
You know, so what am I hearing from, you know, some of those larger businesses or manufacturing businesses? Well, obviously with the change in administration, you know, we've had changes in things. We've heard a lot about tariffs.
Wait, what's a
right?
tariff? I never heard anything about a tariff before. What?
Tariff what?
What do you mean tariff?
You know, and so certainly businesses are talking about that.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, is this a good thing for me? Is this a bad thing for me? Is this how will this impact me? Sure. Some people in our community, and of course we were doing polling, we were making phone calls, you know, kind of like, as it was rapidly rolling out, we've lived through this, right? We can put that on the list too.
Yep.
You know, and it's, what does this mean for you? Some saw boom, like they saw actually a growth, right? And some are like, well, I've got to find other places to source, you know, or some are like, short term, this is causing total chaos. Long term, I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important part of what we do through our advocacy work. We focus on pro-business policy, right? So it's not, economic development is not Republican or Democrat.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. 100%.
So we make sure that we are
There's no
supporting
side to it.
our businesses with the right policy in place and representation.
That's cool. Very cool. So what do you see as far as growth? Is the county growing as far as businesses?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, population's growing.
Population's growing.
Right. And so if there's a correlation there, we're also doing a wage and survey study right now with Lancaster. And we did that intentionally for a regional approach to understand a little bit larger than, you know, Berks County in itself. So it's showing us, yes, we've had population growth. Yes, you know, we believe that correlates to economic growth. There's a lot of things that are queued up on the horizon that we're very excited about that also leads to that. And when you look at compensation and wages in Berks County and Greater Reading, we are offering a higher competitive wage, especially in our manufacturing industries.
We are?
We are.
Interesting.
And so it's drawing people to come and work in Reading, you know, from the region, from Lancaster, from York,
right?
From Hershey,
so because the income makes sense for the travel, right?
That's right.
They're making enough that the travel makes sense.
That's
then
right.
At that point, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So other cool things that speak to the competitiveness and potential growth, future growth that we see is a lot of that work to restore the passenger rail.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, we've been talking about this for a very long time. But, you know, I keep saying it's not if it comes back, it's when. And that when is forecasted less than 5 years from today.
Which is
and
crazy.
People need to be following it.
Yeah.
That's
faster than it took for us to get 222.
That's right.
Just so you know.
Right.
Route 222 used to be the road to nowhere.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay. So that took 30 years, I think.
Yeah.
35 years it took to get that highway done.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable.
It is.
So rail will have hopefully in 5 years.
Yes.
Things are looking up for us.
Things are looking up. And also the airport, which, you know, I'll have to say.
We need regional air.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
We need commercial regional air there.
Yeah. So they're working on it. When I was a commissioner, I was on the Airport Authority Board. And I was all in terms of creating that proprietary FBO or flight-based organization to be able to use the airport as a catalyst for economic development. We're starting to see that commissioners, as well as the other board members, are doing well. They've created Reading Aviation. And we're gearing up for some really big things statewide next year in 2026 that are going to impact economic growth for us.
That's
too.
awesome. The airport's really important.
Yeah.
Really is. It makes you a hub. You know what I mean? It just really does. It makes you a hub. And, you know, Lancaster's doing it now.
They are.
They just started doing some commuter flights in and out of there.
That's right.
And our airport, I think, is bigger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I used to fly, so I used to be a pilot. And
that's so cool.
I'm pretty sure that Lancaster's smaller, you know?
Yeah.
But that's good stuff. Really good stuff. So going back to that, and is the housing thing.
Yeah.
I had Tim in here. I had Steve in here. We're
Yes.
talking about from Greater, from going to Greater
Reading Housing Authority.
The Reading Housing Authority. Thank you. Yeah, now you got me thinking Greater Reading Chamber
Part of our
Alliance.
family. It's okay.
Yeah, it's part of the family. But they were in here and we talked about, housing in that workforce housing.
That's right.
Is huge, is an issue.
Yeah, it's a crisis.
Yeah, and I think what I think, what I'm seeing, I was just up in Harrisburg last week for real estate. Met with Eric Weekneck as a new representative, which I love Eric.
Yes,
good guy. And we kept saying this is a crisis.
Yes.
And they know.
They know.
But I think the good thing is now everybody knows.
Yes.
But how do we all come together?
Right. And we're working on that.
As a force of one and say, okay, we all know this is an issue. Because I see some things that they're trying to do to fix it is to get more buyers into the marketplace. That's great, and I want to help out first-time buyers. I want to help out everybody.
Right.
Everybody should be able to buy a home as long as your income and everything is good and credit. But that won't solve the inventory issue. In fact, it makes it worse.
Correct.
So we need to build homes.
Yeah.
Apartments, homes, townhouses, condos, whatever it is. Maybe the Berkshire Mall. Just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of the Berkshire Mall. Get rid of the sinkholes.
Yes.
And put houses there or apartments or condos, something like that.
And I think, I know that the county and many of the people that you mentioned, we're all working, in terms of a comprehensive plan. Yeah. So that we are all rowing in the same direction. And when we're going to Harrisburg, all of our Berks delegates and representatives know that, right?
And they do.
They're hyper-focused on it. This is what we're doing in our area. This is where we need funding. The PA home repair, that's really important in terms of funding. And I think that, working within the municipalities as well. So, there's so many conversations around this, and you brought up the Berkshire Mall, which is, rightfully so, right? But there's also, housing stock that can be repurposed and revitalized in terms of blighted properties.
Well, the Berkshire Mall's blighted.
Yes.
See, I can say what the hell I want.
You really can.
But seriously, I mean, you look at that. It's a problem.
Oh, it is a problem, and they recognize it.
Yeah.
And they know.
So all we're saying is it would be great to repurpose that property. But there's also properties in the city of Reading. There's properties everywhere, warehouses, things like that, that can be repurposed. That could be beautiful apartments, but you need investors to have help.
We do.
And not everybody has the money to do it.
That's right. Yeah. We need investment and we need a strategy. And
Absolutely.
And this all, again, let me get into my government speak, right? So that falls under the comprehensive plan. The county through Pam Shep-Mennett just rolled out, initial needs assessment study. So they're on track, really trying to aggregate who is working on what and what pieces of, to belong to GRCA versus NHS versus, someone is RBAR and et cetera, right? And that's important to identify, right? And so then we put the plan together, then we know where the funding has to go. And, it will help educate and bring awareness for the people who are NIMBY, right? Like, not in my backyard. We don't want to tear up green space.
And that's a municipality thing. That's a municipality. I'm on a municipality.
It is.
I'm planning commissioner for Spring Township.
Yeah.
And and we're pretty open to building and things like that, which is good. But there's some townships that you get out more into the suburbs and rural. Yeah. And it's not in my backyard.
Exactly.
Yep. Or I got mine, you can't have yours.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true.
And a lot of it also used to be 3-acre minimum for a house.
Yeah.
That to me, I get it. Back then, but we can't be doing that anymore.
Yeah, it's changed.
It should be a little different than that. We should have some areas that are high density that you can do more homes in one little area.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought up planning. That's really important in this conversation.
Huge.
And, I think also that when we look at downtown, right? Because I'm going to talk a lot about downtown. Sure. We've been focused on helping with a transit-oriented development plan that's going to be an overlay for where the train is coming. So that's station location is something we worked on 2 years ago. And newsflash, if you hadn't heard, the station location is going to be at the original station, which is, Saucony Creek, Franklin Station. Right. And so we put a kiosk there, and lo and behold, we don't have to lay new tracks. We don't have to elevate platforms. There's plenty of parking because I imagine initially many people who will start and adopt the early use of this train are going to be people who will be driving and parking and then commuting to Philadelphia for work or pleasure. Absolutely. Right. So we need that parking,
entertainment,
there. It's
or
already
work.
there.
Whatever.
Exactly.
But 7th and Franklin can't look the same as it does now.
No. And so what you see is that rapid development that occurs when things like this happen, change in major
Stores,
infrastructure.
food.
Yeah. So mixed use.
Right, exactly. Mixed use, which is great because now all of a sudden everybody wants to live there because now there's a train.
Yeah.
If I could hop on the train and I live right next to the train and go to Philly, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
I can.
I can.
It was rhetorical. It wasn't supposed to. You're not supposed to answer the question.
I can imagine it very
She's
well.
like, I can.
Yes. I get paid to imagine that.
You're supposed to go, no, I can't imagine that. But you're right. You can.
funny.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Tell me more.
Here, I'm going to get the 8-ball out. Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting.
He's like, and you're done. Get off my show.
I just think it's awesome. To me, it's just a dream. It is. It's like a dream come true to be able to get on the train. And I think the thing is, too, is I've gotten used to that. My wife's from Long Island. So we visit her parents all the time, you know, up there. And we do trips into New York City.
Right.
From her, right? I mean, literally like 2 blocks from her house, get on the train, and I'm in New York City in like an hour and a half. But I can be on my phone. I can be doing nothing. Whatever I want to do, listen to music.
Right.
And that is the most amazing thing. And we just don't have that.
Yeah, we got cut off from all of that.
We did.
Like
We did.
Probably about 45, almost 50
more,
years ago.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
exactly.
we just got
Cut off. Yeah, we did.
And we're
Damn it.
we're building it back.
Who did that? It was
Not me.
Had to be Hugo's fault. We're going to blame it on Hugo, the guy with the hat, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's amazing. I'm excited about that. So people are working on the housing thing. It's
People are working
it's a
on it.
buzzword. It's out there.
Yep.
And I've noticed that. And one of the comments that was made when we were up there was about how it's going to be very important to make sure that Franklin Street and that area is because we're not going to get people in here if they come up and there's not a good looking area to come to.
That's right. That's right.
So
yeah.
that's going to be important. So that's going to take a community to do it.
It is. And I can't say things out of turn, but there's going to be some big announcements coming that are really going to help to activate the downtown space and the corridor. And, I'm sure people have talked about CRIS.
Yeah,
the city
that was a term up in Harrisburg. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've got the right tools. I'm really excited about a new director of community development that was just announced by the mayor, with a very impressive resume and background.
Is that, who is that?
So, hold on.
Oh, me. So, I put you on the spot. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. I know I don't want to misspeak. I don't want
No, that's okay. Make sure you got the right name.
I do.
That's good. That's good.
But anyway.
We're going to take a commercial break. No, just kidding. Have you heard of Comfort Pro?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a new person.
David Barr.
Okay. So this is
Barr.
the person who is now in charge of what is it?
Community development.
Awesome.
For the city of Reading.
Good. And that's somebody that's going to kind of be charging the way for all that. Awesome.
A lot of what we're talking about will fall under his purview.
Awesome.
Permitting and community development, just generally speaking.
Putting it all together.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So what else is going on in the chamber? Like, tell me what you guys, I know that you guys do a big picnic every year.
Oh, we do. So the picnic is around the corner in August, and people can still sign up. I'm just going to say right now, and no matter, when you're listening to this, you can always visit greaterreading.org, READING, for those who aren't local.
Okay.
And, all of our events are there because we have more than 70 events a year.
Wow.
That we do. They're not all member exclusive, but a majority of them are for our members.
Yeah.
The picnic is a signature event, just like the dinner that we had, where
the dinner's huge.
Did you come?
I did not go this year.
You'll have to come.
It
next
was
year.
magical. I tell you that much.
Oh, you go.
That's right, because it was right. His magician was the That's right. That's right.
So I got to be part of Penn Jillette's act on stage.
Well, he obviously didn't make you disappear because you're here.
No, and he didn't saw me in half. Or
Okay,
anything
that's
like
good.
That.
That's good. Yeah, because otherwise he'd be just carting your body and your upper half of your body.
That would be awkward.
Yeah, that would be.
So, we rent out the Santander Arena for that
I've been
event.
there, yeah.
We had about 700-800 people this year of our closest business friends, business award recognitions, which is really important for those working really hard. And so now we play with the picnic. We rent out the First Energy Stadium.
Cool.
And
now, is this the first time you're at the First Energy, or is it? Been there
we've
for a
had
while?
it for a couple of years there, and a lot of fun activities where we want all of our business members to bring their employees. Right, this is like everybody's big summer picnic.
Sure. Oh my gosh, I used to go to all of them when I was much younger. It was a little crazy back then.
Yeah, well, we're a little more PG-13, I would say. And we still have we have a cornhole tournament, we have a batting derby, which I got to participate in last year, which was really fun.
With the batting derby?
Batting derby, yeah.
Wow, how'd you do?
I did awesome.
Oh, of course. Of course. I didn't know that you were MLB. I didn't realize.
Yeah, why not? Add it to my list of titles.
She's done everything.
What can't she do?
Oh, gosh.
No, I played softball in high school.
So let's go into that. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Well, I was really raised in Berks County. My family moved here when I started high school.
Okay.
So imagine being transplanted from Washington, D.C. to Berks County.
As high school.
As a freshman.
Were you kicking and screaming the whole way?
I hated it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Isn't it amazing?
Well, because we were talking about public
and now you're the
transportation.
head of the chamber lines. That's crazy.
I know. Well, because I chose.
Yeah.
That's the story, right?
Yeah.
I chose to be here, to make my life here, to live, work, play, learn, pray, all the things here.
What school?
I went to Weisman.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. So then, did you go to college?
I did go to college. I did my undergraduate's degree at Loyola in Baltimore.
Okay.
And then I eventually found my way back here, and I did my master's degree at Alvernia.
Okay. What do you have a master's in?
In leadership.
Very
Whoa,
Jeez.
whoa.
Perfect match.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's
so,
awesome.
And I think too, I want to spend a little time talking about Meet Greater Reading because that is dropping.
We'll end with that. How's that?
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
go ahead.
Thanks for asking about me, but it's really not about me.
But I wanted to. It's nice that people know who you are and where
Yes,
you're from.
thank
It
you.
makes sense. To do that. Yeah.
But that whole concept of choosing to be here, encouraging people, this workforce and talent, recruitment and retention. So you asked me where I went to school. Well, we're really fortunate to have how many universities and, also technical institutes, right? Because that's very important right now in our backyard.
It's amazing.
Okay. So with that, we have that workforce right there. And we've got to figure out a way to continue to encourage them to stay here and not go somewhere else.
I've heard that before.
Our campaign that we focus around that, and also for our employers that we talked about a little bit earlier, how do we help them find their best employees, right? So people will choose to move themselves, their families here, start those lives like, we're discussing.
If they're good, keep them.
That's
Let's
right.
get them to stay here.
Yeah, know, and like I said, cost of living is low. There's anything under the sun you want to do here, whether it's recreational or cultural or food-based or arts-based entertainment.
We do.
You can really get it all here.
We've really, really become an area. Years ago, when I was really young, it was not quite the same.
Yes.
It was a little bit more boring.
Yeah.
But the fact that we have people come here from New York, Long Island, and things like that, and we take them places, and they're like, "This is really cool," like West Reading and things like that. The things that we have, it's neat and it's cool to see because we didn't always have that.
No, and you said West Reading. There's a handful of main streets that have been popping up.
Absolutely.
Kutztown and Boyertown.
Oh, we love the train.
Yeah.
In Boyertown, the train's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right. So we've got more than one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you put all these things together, it's really that draw. So our campaign that we do every year, it's called Meet Greater Reading. And that's the campaign to complement what our Visitors Bureau or our destination marketing, organization is doing. They're working on bringing the tourist here, right? They're really highlighting our area and our region, to just come and enjoy because the theory there is if you get them here, for Oktoberfest or the World War II show or a sold out concert, something they might be like, oh, but puts Reading on their radar.
Yeah.
And then, then we can kind of take over and say, oh, you've been here before, right? So-and-so's recruiting, or have you considered the schools here? Have you considered the quality of life? And it's so close and accessible to Philadelphia, to everywhere else. And so then we highlight those individuals who have made that choice. So that issue is dropping this week. It's a magazine.
Right.
It's also online. It has its own website, Meet Greater Reading. It handles on social media. But take a look, because it's telling the story of the people who chose to come here from Philadelphia, come here from New York or anywhere else. Yeah. What are they doing? What jobs do they have? Where do they chose to live?
That's cool.
Where's their favorite restaurant? What do they like to do?
Yeah, that's cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hugo, do you have any quick questions before we?
I have so many questions, but
we're going to give you one.
I'm going to live it myself.
The music's coming on. You got to hurry up.
Oh my God.
All right. Let's see. What is your guilty pleasure? Rapid fire. Let us have it.
Cake.
All right. So weird talent.
Weird talent. I was a whitewater rafting guide.
Say something in
gosh.
Spanish.
Okay.
Gracias.
And last, what is your ultimate satisfaction in life?
My family.
All right, there you go.
Cool. Very cool. Good answers. Good. I'll tell you what, I would be so nervous answering those questions that fast. I'm like sitting here, I'm still on your first question. I'm like, I couldn't even get there. Thanks so much for coming in here tonight.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. You are welcome to come back anytime you want. Maybe you can talk about some of the new things going on as the years go on, and we'll get you in here to talk about it.
I would love that. Thanks so much.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Lucine Sihelnik, Greater Reading Chamber Alliance, or GRCA, of course. We can't say chamber anymore. We get yelled at. No, that's about it. So come see us every Thursday at 7 p.m. We have local people. We have people from all over the world. And we love the fact that you're tuning in. All right, that's about it. Hey guys, this is Brad Weisman from The Brad Weisman Show. I don't know if you remember this, but a couple months ago, I had these 3 guys on. They have a company called Bro Glow. Well, I have to tell you, I've been using their product now for several months, and I really, really like it. It gives you a nice tan. It's not orange. It's not blotchy. It's very, very even. They tell you how to apply it, and my mom and dad are using it. My wife is using it, and a lot of my friends are using it. It's an amazing product. So if you're looking to get a little tan before the summer hits, this is the way to go. Go to thebroglow.com, put in the discount code BRADW for 10% off. All right. Thanks for watching the show.